Hello and welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most fundamental forces in the entire universe. I mean, it's something we experience every single second of our lives, but believe me, it holds some secrets that are truly mind-blowing. So let's dive into the hidden wonders of gravity.
So, let's just start with a really simple question. Right now, what is keeping you in your chair? What's keeping your feet on the floor and stopping you from just, floating away? The answer, of course, is gravity. It's this invisible, constant force that literally anchors our entire world.
So in this explainer, here's the game plan. First, we're going to look at gravity as an everyday force. Then, we'll take a quick tour of our solar system to see it in action on a bigger scale. After that, we're diving into its truly mind-bending extremes. And finally, we'll see why this is the one force that never, ever sleeps.
All right, let's get right into part one. We're going to explore gravity as this everyday force, and you'll see just how much this universal law shapes every single moment of your life.
You know, it's so constant that we barely even notice it. But without gravity, everything would just be chaos. It's what holds us down, sure, but it also holds down our oceans, keeps them from floating away, and it even holds on to our atmosphere, the very air we need to breathe, keeping it wrapped around the Earth. So what is gravity exactly? Well, at its core, it's the force that pulls any two objects with mass towards each other. And you've probably heard the classic story, right? Sir Isaac Newton sees an apple fall from a tree, and he has this incredible aha moment. He realized the same force pulling that apple down was also the force keeping the moon in orbit around us. A total game changer.
Okay, here's a really fun fact about how gravity affects you personally. All day long, while you're standing or sitting up, gravity is actually compressing the cartilage in your spine. But then, when you lie down to sleep, your spine gets a break and decompresses. This means you are actually a tiny bit taller every single morning.
Okay, so now let's zoom out from our daily lives and jump into the next section. It's time for a tour of our solar system, where we get to see gravity working on a truly epic scale.
The rule of thumb is pretty simple. The bigger something is, the more powerful its gravity. And there is nothing bigger in our neighborhood than the sun. I mean, its gravitational pull is so immense, it's what keeps Earth and all the other planets locked in their orbits, all of us hurtling through space in this incredible cosmic dance.
We've all seen those amazing videos of astronauts floating around, right? And it leads to this really common misconception that there's just no gravity in space. But you know what? The truth is actually a whole lot more interesting. The reality is that gravity is very much still there, even in orbit. The reason astronauts feel weightless is because they, and their spacecraft, are in a constant state of freefall around the Earth. They're always falling, but they're moving sideways so incredibly fast that they just keep missing the ground. It's like falling forever.
And this brings us to another really cool point. Your weight isn't some fixed number. Nope, it completely depends on the gravity of whatever planet or moon you happen to be standing on. So if you could take a quick trip to our closest neighbor, the moon, you'd find yourself feeling, well, a whole lot lighter.
Let's actually look at the numbers here. So a person who weighs 60 kilograms, that's about 132 pounds, right here on Earth would only weigh about 10 kilograms, or roughly 22 pounds on the moon. That is a massive, massive difference. This chart gives us a really clear picture. The moon's gravity is only about 16.7% as strong as what we have on Earth. Or, put another way, it's about 6 times weaker. And that is exactly why the Apollo astronauts could take those giant, bouncy, almost floating leaps across the lunar surface.
Okay, now let's journey out to the very edges of the cosmos. This is where gravity becomes so incredibly powerful that it pushes the known laws of physics to their absolute breaking point.
So this is where our whole understanding of gravity just takes a huge leap forward. It turns out gravity doesn't just pull on objects. Albert Einstein showed us that really massive objects actually warp and bend the very fabric of space-time around them. Think of it like putting a bowling ball on a trampoline. It creates a dip, right? And a marble rolling past has to follow that curve. Well, that's kind of what gravity does to a beam of light.
And this isn't just a theory. We can actually see this happen. When we look at a distant star and its light has to pass by another massive object on its way to us, that light gets bent. And this can make the star look like it's in a slightly different spot in the sky than it really is. Gravity is literally creating a cosmic illusion.
But if bending light sounds strange, trust me, that is nothing compared to gravity's ultimate show of force. The true champion,
The most extreme, most powerful gravitational environment we know of is, of course, a black hole.
Just try to imagine a gravitational pull so immense, so powerful, that once you cross its border, nothing gets out. Not a planet, not a star, and not even light itself, the fastest thing in the entire universe. And that's exactly why they're called black holes. They're black because they literally consume any light that gets too close.
And that brings us to our final section, the force that never sleeps. So let's bring this grand cosmic journey all the way back home and tie everything together with one simple but really powerful truth. From that gentle little tug that makes an apple fall from a tree to the unbelievable power that traps light inside a black hole, gravity is relentless. It never turns off. It doesn't take weekends or holidays. Whether you're asleep in your bed, swimming in the ocean, or flying 30,000 feet in the air, it is always there, always working, everywhere in the universe.
So we've seen how this one force shapes everything, from how tall you are in the morning to the actual structure of the cosmos. It governs the fall of an apple and the path of starlight across millions of light years. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other profound cosmic secrets are just hiding all around us, waiting to be discovered, right here in plain sight?